sure you pick up the handouts that are on the card outside. Dog walk this week is 4:45, and reminder, no live streaming, please.
Well, welcome, guys. Looking forward to a great opportunity to play a really well-coached, good football team, both sides of the ball, very explosive. I've got a lot of respect for Coach Mullen and their program, having gone against them for a long time. My previous stop, and I think they're a very physical team. They always are. He's very hands-on on special teams. I've always had respect for his special teams units, and he seems to always find really good quarterbacks, especially dual threat guys. He's known for developing those type guys, and he's done a good job with their overall program. I think defensively right now they're playing as good as anybody in the conference, playing really hard on defense and playing really physical. So they've got a very good team. But we're excited for the matchup. We obviously need to make the home atmosphere special and make it tough for them to play in. So I'm encouraging all of Dog Nation to be there, which I know they will, and be loud and proud. With that, we'll open up for questions.
Raise your hand if you have a question, please. We'll get a microphone to you.
Coach, I just want to get your thoughts on Nick Fitzgerald. Obviously, he's a big part of what they do. And did you have any interaction with him when he was being recruited out of Richmond Hill?
No, I did not. I didn't know much about Nick. You know, he was kind of under the radar, and it just goes again to show what Dan's been able to do with quarterbacks. He saw something in the kid. He's unbelievably competitive, physical, big. I mean, he did it with Dak Prescott. You know, Dak was not a highly recruited guy. He took a guy that had good size, had good dimensions, has the ability to throw the ball, but can run. And, you know, Nick played in a little different offense in high school, and he's developed as a quarterback. To see him this year compared to all the games we watched last year in the offseason, he's one of the most vastly improved players because he's not one-dimensional anymore. You know, he was really a runner last year, and that's not the case. And I saw that same growth with Dak Prescott during his time at Mississippi State. So, very talented player. I didn't know much about him in high school. I really didn't go that far east in Georgia much, and they got a good one out of it.
Kirby, how well do you know Todd Grantham? Obviously, y'all both worked the 2012 SEC title game together, but how well do you know him, and what has he been able to do this year to just turn around that defense so quickly?
I've known Todd for a long time. He used to come and talk ball with us when I was at LSU on Nick's staff. We would share ideas and pressures when he was in the NFL. Communicated with him when we played like opponents when he was here, and tried to help each other back and forth. I think Todd does a tremendous job. He's very smart, very knowledgeable. He knows how to attack protections. He's a guy that's constantly working on getting better. He's got these guys believing and playing really hard, really physical. Got some good players. Got some big guys up front, and they're playing hard. He's got some fast guys. They just seem like they have a lot of guys they play, and they use them well. They use them to their strengths. You know, they move Jeffrey Simmons around. They got really good players. They got good guys in the secondary. So he's got these guys believing in each other, and they're playing really hard.
Coach, back to Fitzgerald, do you find it remarkable that a guy can be that lightly recruited, that much under the radar, be able to do what he's done in this year and a half?
Not really. I mean, because he played in a system that didn't show off some of his skill set. You know, I mean, you had to. You take a guy that's running option, running those kind of things in high school. Sometimes you take that with the idea that this guy's going to grow into something. I've seen quarterbacks like that turn into great tight ends. You know, that wasn't the case with him. Dan took him and developed him and worked really hard with him. And he's got a lot of family members. He's kin to Charles Pledger, who played here with me. And he's been telling me about the guy ever since he got over there. And he's done nothing but get better every time.
Kirby, what you guys were able to do against Wimbush and Notre Dame, how much carryover do you think that might be in terms of another running quarterback and with your run defense 3 weeks in, what do you think of it?
Well, I think Wimbush and Nick are very different type guys. You know, Nick is a unique quarterback with his length, ability to see over. He's a lot faster than you think, deceptively. It doesn't look as if when you talk to people that played him, he's running real fast, but he is. And I think that's different. Where Wimbush had a little more quick twitch. This kid is long and fast. And when he gets loose on you, you see him running away from SEC defenses. And you never could see that with Winbush. They didn't play SEC defense. This guy has gone up against the caliber of defense that we have repeatedly. He's faced that a bunch. So he's a really good player, and we're excited for the opportunity to compete against him.
Kirby, the interior offensive line, how do you grade those guys so far? Are you think you're still tweaking, trying some guys there, or do you like who you have there right now?
I think you're always tweaking. I think you're always looking for the best players. I mean, we have who we have, and we try to get what we have better. I think that's an area that obviously we can improve on. Each guy that's played has done some good things. Kendall Baker has done some good things, and he's had some missteps. The same way with Pat Allen. You know, Solomon is getting more steady in there. He's got to continue to improve, but he gives us something that we don't have. But you know, we only have kind of so many options. You got to use the options you got best, and we'll continue looking at guys across the board. And some guys may get some looks at guard.
Coach, when did you and Mel first connect with J.R. Reed, and when did he begin to emerge in August as starter on defense?
Well, you know, found out about JR really through the recruitment of D'Angelo Gibbs, and he's a relative of D'Angelo. They were good friends, grew up together, and D'Angelo kept bringing his name up, and his family did, with his father Jake being from right down the road. But as far as him becoming a starter, he kind of emerged in the spring, because it wasn't really August with him. We saw him for a year. He was on the scout team last year, and we didn't know while he was on the scout team what caliber of player he was going to be, because a lot of that is you just look at a card. You don't actually run our defense, you run the other team's defense. So we saw athleticism, but we didn't know whether he'd be a starter or not. We knew by then in the spring he was going to be a starter, and was very impressive, both mentally and physically, and he practices really hard, and that gives him a competitive advantage. So he's been a good pickup. He's been a savior in some sorts because of the thin secondary we've had.
Kirby, you guys mix it up, under center, shotgun, against Sanford. How vital is that to show those different kind of looks, different formations against these defenses that, I guess, to try to keep them on their heels?
I think it's important. I think it's probably overrated a little as far as what guys, shotgun offense, eye offense. I mean, at the end of the day, you got to run the ball and you got to stop the run. So it's how you do it most efficiently. And some of that's based on what your personnel is and what your guys do good. I think defensively, the way teams look at it is when you're in the shotgun, it's not like it's a secret. When you're in the eye, it's not like it's a secret. So they can look at those things and see it, and they try to get tendencies off of it. And I think every coach in America is always trying to break his tendencies. But I think it's a little overrated as far as what are you? Are you eye or are you shotgun? I don't know many teams that don't go under center and don't go in shotgun.
Kirby, I was curious about the progress of Jacob Easton, and then how you would rate Jake Fromm's play thus far.
You know, Jacob's recovering well. We hope to get him out there today to do some things. He's running, he's moving around, so we're going to see how he goes. I mean, I hadn't got to see him in kind of 3 days. We got ready for the game, so we'll find out more today where he's at. As far as Jake Fromm, I think he continues to improve. I think he's got some areas he's got to improve in. He's making better decisions more consistently, which for us, the quarterback position is a decision-making position. You know, we're not asking the guy to go out there and scramble around and make runs. We got to make good decisions. And as long as he does that, we can play winning football. He's improved in that area, but he's still got some growth to go.
So is Jacob taking some reps hopefully this week, or?
We'll wait and see. We're going to find out today and see how he does.
Coach, you talked about how Lorenzo's maybe too nice to be savage after the game on Saturday, but is there a particular challenge or maybe a key to get a guy like that to turn on that aggression in the game the way he's been able to?
Let me say this. He turns on the aggression in the game. That doesn't make you a savage. I mean, he plays aggressively in the game, and that's the way you should play. The guy plays with relentless effort, which is what we talk about all the time. You have an uncanny ability to not be denied. He's not going to let an offensive tackle, a running back, or anybody stop him. He's playing with relentless effort, and that's what we encourage our guys to do. I mean, as far as how you cut that loose in somebody, I think everybody's different. Some guys are motivated through fear. Some guys are motivated by self-motivation. Some guys, they want to be yelled at to get them going. Lorenzo's a self-starter. I mean, he plays hard without encouragement. He plays hard because that's who he is.
Hey, Coach, how do you feel about the performance of the tight end so far? I know, I think I've come in, a lot of people, I don't know, maybe expect they would get more opportunities catching the ball, but so far this year hasn't been the case.
Yeah, you know, I always redirect all that to what is the performance of those guys. Are they blocking well? Are they doing the things they got to do? Are they able to open up play action? And at the end of the day, you kind of get how you practice. And guys practice the right way, and they play physical, and they block, and they usually get rewarded because our run game's better and the play action game's better. If they don't do those things, then we usually don't have a lot of success with it. So we've got some improvement to do in that area, and we've got to play better in that area.
Going into conference play now, how much do things sort of get ratcheted up internally? I don't know if necessarily you guys have been holding anything back at all. And then also, as you go into SEC play, do you have a sense after 3 non-conference games sort of where your team is at in terms of development and where it's going?
Yeah, I don't really know how to say ratchet it up. I mean, every week is the same level of intensity for me. We don't take opponents lightly. It's not like we say, okay, guys, it's SEC this week. Let's go practice harder. Let's go practice longer. We have a plan. We have a process we do each week. We follow that process each week. I don't think it's a let's jack it up, let's crank it up. I mean, because that wouldn't be fair to the opponents we just played. But as far as where we are, I think playing a team like this week will tell us a lot. It's hard to say. I'm not going to sit here and say that we've arrived, because I don't think that's the case. I think we've improved. And I think we have to continue to improve to beat the teams we have on our schedule.
Kirby, kind of long-term view, do you think the younger running backs, especially after getting to see them play, have proved or shown that things are going to be okay at that position once Nick and Sonny leave?
Yeah, I don't know they've been given an opportunity to prove. You know, they got to play against Samford, and they got to run the ball against Samford for, I don't know how many carries it was. I think you earn that by the way you practice against our defense, who's pretty good at stopping the run. You earn that how you protect the ball against our defense in practice, who they get to go against each day. And they earn that against blitz pickups against our guys each day. And they continue to develop in that category, so it's important for them. Now, just because they went out against Stanford and played well, I think that's great. I think it gives them good confidence. It certainly makes me feel better about them going out and doing it in a game. But they still got something to prove to everybody. What I think those guys have done is take on a role in our special teams. You know, nobody gives Holyfield credit, but he's the guy blocking on kickoff return a lot of times. He's the guy on punt return holding up. Brian Herring covers kicks. DeAndre Swift covers punts and kicks. So those guys are very valuable in what they do.
Coach, you mentioned a thin secondary a few minutes ago. What have you guys been missing not having Malcolm Parrish out there?
Depth. It's simple. We just don't have a lot of depth. And I think that's important to have in the secondary where you play sometimes upwards of 80 and 90 snaps. You know, you got 5 and 6 guys on the field. When you don't have extra guys to sub and play, it makes you very thin.
What's the availability and whatever with Chibu and Roundtree and what they're dealing with?
Chickaboo should be good to go. Expect him out there today. We'll find out more. Rashad's been going through some concussion things that we've had to handle protocol with, and hopefully we get Rashad back soon. But Chickaboo will be out there today.
So there seems to be a real improvement as far as everyone being in sync, even as far as, you know, on the sidelines, being in the game. Is that a product of something y'all kind of instilled coaching-wise, and then also how much of your leadership kind of chipping in on that?
You know, I don't know what you're referencing. I guess in sync, you mean like not getting penalties, not getting timeouts?
Sure. I mean, from a sideline standpoint, it just seems like everyone's into the game. They're into what their various assignments are, more so than I've ever seen, for sure.
Yeah, to me, we're doing everything that we did last year. Maybe we're doing it more efficiently, but I certainly think that everybody's into the game, every team, and they better be, because if they're not, then they should be on the sideline. But I think organization is important. I think that making sure you understand the situations in the game that come up. I mean, people substitute on offense, substitute on defense. You're always trying to stay on top of that and in tune with it, but I don't know that it's much different.
Malcolm Parrish, will he be
available this week?
We hope to see today. Again, we're going off. Last time I saw him do anything was really Thursday. And then today, we're going to be able to do more with the guy. So we hope to be able to get him back this week, but I can't tell you anything until after practice today.
Coach, in terms of your special teams units, so would you say 3 weeks in that you're pleased with how the coverage units are, and how is a guy like Jason Stanley kind of played a role in this, like, on a coverage so far?
Yeah, I don't think people give Jason Stanley enough credit. I mean, if you just go back and watch the tape, the guy has been dominant in coverage, like kickoff and punt. Now, fortunately, with the ability of our specialists to kick it higher, deeper, longer, hang time, he's getting to show those skill sets. But they're also making it where we don't know what the coverage unit does because they haven't had to cover. I mean, they're covering, but the balls aren't coming out. So I like that just as much. You know, I mean, Rod has done a tremendous job, but I can't say kickoff coverage were a lot better than last year because Rod's kicked the ball out of the end zone. So that's a great problem to have. You know, you get to find out more when one comes out, and then punt coverage, you know, Cam's done a good job of bombing it, and Jason's been all over it, but we've had several fair catches. You know, so those coverage units, we've worked hard on them. I think they're improved, but they don't get tested as often as they used to.
Last question. All right, thank you.
Thanks, guys.